Hello, everyone. Every year, people ask, what are your New Year's resolutions or goals? I don't really have New Year's resolutions or goals. It's hard to explain, but I feel it's dishonest to say I have a resolution or goal. Sometimes those goals or resolutions may never work out. I feel better being more open and honest. In my view, it's better to say that I will do what I can when something pops up. With that in mind, I do have some focuses. I'll start with the YouTube channel. When I created this channel, I wanted to be an extension of my conversations on Twitch, Discord, Twitter, or one of those. I never took this seriously. I took a talk show seriously back in the day, and it didn't work out. I found it hard to find inspiration for creating content when I was on a schedule. Being spontaneous has worked out so much better for me. The other thing that I've done differently since the talk show that has worked out is being on the spot. I tried using transcripts or the other things, and I could not stay focused long enough to read what I typed. So you will notice that with all of my recordings. They do not have any form of editing to them. So even if I did take this seriously, I don't think that I would be professional or at least have the quality of most of the other content creators out there. That's just me being honest. I'm not dissing myself in any shape or form. I've seen what other content creators have done in recent times. I don't think I'm on that level. As the months go on, you will notice that I won't be on this channel as much. This is due to projects. I will go ahead and talk about them now. The first one is the Discord server. I mentioned it in a prior recording. I created a Discord server to post information, guides, tips, how-tos, and that stuff. I also wanted to be a place to promote streamers. While I'm doing that, it does have a side function, I guess you can say. Prior to the Discord server, I would go to a streamer and help them. It was very rare that streamers came to me. Usually somebody sent me a message saying this streamer needed help or some such. I would respond to that and it would take a lot of time. Now that I have the Discord up and running, it is a place for people to find the general help. If the general help doesn't help the person, then I can step in. It's not a matter of being lazy, it's a tactic, if you will. With that taking the brunt of the questions, it reduces the amount of work I have to put in to helping a streamer. It allows me to help more people at once. So it's a good thing. The Discord was fully operational in November, roughly. Since November, it has exceeded 100 members. Despite the numbers, the Discord is not active yet. Most of the people that are in there are lurkers. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, I'm just saying that's the way it is. I do encourage lurkers in the Discord. Everybody contributes one way or another, whether it be lurking, a simple hello, or something. I am super appreciative that these people responded to me when I sent them a message. Moving on to the second project. This is related to what I have up on the screen. A long time ago, before I was a talk show person, I did research in my off hours. It was a hobby, I guess you can say. I used to enjoy reading. I don't as much now, but the reading did result in a bunch of notes and other things. As of last year, I did find someone to take my research and build a prototype. I didn't say much about it in 2017 because I wasn't sure if it would succeed. I am fairly confident now that it has a good chance of succeeding. The prototype is a CPU cooler. It is refrigeration based. Refrigeration cooling is also known as phase cooling, or phase change cooling, I'm sorry. Now, this is one of the very few companies that produces phase change coolers. I found this when I was doing my research not too long ago. When I talked to the person that's building the prototype, they told me some things that were not working out for the prototype. So I had to do some additional reading and add to the old notes. When I was doing that, I ran into this company. Now, I'm not sure what kind of phase change coolers these are, but I am aware that they are there. From my understanding, and I could be wrong, is that this is both a cooler and a vacuum. Condensation is a problem for electronics, so if you can't get rid of that, then there's a chance for problems. Really big problems, that is. So my prototype CPU cooler is doing something a bit different. I knew that if I was going to go forward with this, that I would have to create something that's cheaper than this and liquid nitrogen cooling or mineral oil cooling. With the way the prototype is right now, it should cost between 150 to 200 US dollars. This right here is well past that. I did some currency conversions using XE currency converter, and as you can see, the cost of this particular unit in US dollars is 1265 72 cents. So this is very expensive. Not only that, I think that they create custom cases to house this kind of stuff. My cooler does not require specific housing. It can function with most cases, plus or minus some of the LAN boxes or test cases. I know for sure that the smallest I can go is the Cooler Master Half XB, I think is its model number, and a few of the Thermaltake V line cases. As for mid towers and other ones, it works out much better for that. The only issue that I've encountered so far with mid towers and the much larger full towers is that the hoses for my CPU cooler tend to have to stretch really far. I think I can probably extend the hoses, but that would also mean that I would need more power to make that happen. The further the coolant has to go, the more energy is required. With the present setup, I am sitting at 120 watts of consumption. That's pretty minor in comparison to a lot of coolers out there that are much higher grade, I guess you can say. It's still a lot, I know, but it's a lot better than where I started. When I started in 2017, it was using 300 watts of power, I think it was. I'd have to double check all this with my builder, but you can find updates to my little projects in the Discord that I mentioned not too long ago. After I am done with the CPU cooler, I plan to move on to my body armor project, assuming that I can make the necessary money to pay off this project and then move on to the next. My body armor project was yet another thing I researched back in the day. I wanted to create something that would protect motorcycle riders, law enforcement, military, and other branches. I knew that in order to do better than what is out there presently, I need to accomplish a higher rating or level. I noticed that Kevlar goes by a level rating system, 3A being the most common. I'm hoping to shoot for something beyond 3A and level 4. When I talked to somebody within, I want to say the last 2 years, they did some guesswork for me. Based on what I found, my body armor should be able to completely stop a 50 BMG bullet. Now, it would have to be tested, as this is only guesswork. I'm confident that if my research from the CPU cooler was able to get this far, then the body armor should be able to get that far. If anything else, I would certainly like to try. If I can use my knowledge to protect somebody else, I am all for taking the time to do that. Now, with that talked about, I would like to deviate just a little bit before ending. Next month, I believe, is going to be the release of the PC game called Vampyr. I want to play that. It looks like a lot of fun, and if it is, I will make some recordings about it. That's the most I have. Thank you for listening.